Hey, thanks for coming in. I am tying up the Barbie doll jig. This is a 1/32 ounce. Hey, Asgar, how's it going there? Thanks for coming in. Hey there, Backdraft, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. Thank you guys for the likes. Appreciate that. Hey, Mr. Mark, Papa C, how you doing there, Mark? I'm doing pretty good. Getting a lot of stuff done. I got our Wapsi order checked in and got our inventory updated. We got in a bunch of feathers and chenille. What else did we get in? We got our UV resin in. And so now we have the Gulf UV resin back in stock. We didn't get some of the stuff that I ordered, but it's been that way. Oh, good. Hey there, Cecilia. How's it going there? What? There we go. This is a 1/32 ounce that I'm tying here. This one's called the Barbie doll. I do have the light. I have the light right above me. Sometimes it puts a glare on the lure. So I'm just kind of busy getting inventory made up. We have a tackle show in a few weeks. I'm going to be in Pryor, Oklahoma for the Oklahoma Tackle Hunting and Boat Show. So I'm getting a lot of this made up also for whatever tackle stores put in orders. Yeah, it's pretty fast drying, and a lot of it depends on what kind of light you put on it. For the most part, it'll dry. With the small flashlight. Like a UV light that. Yeah, Mark, if you can, I don't know if you can do this here, but I don't know if you have that, but it's a Cosmoing. It's been one of the best lights. It's rechargeable, but you can also put like 3 AAA batteries in there too. But it's a it's FL10-UV, and it's the COSMO Cosmoing. I've had this light here for, I don't know, 7 years. I mean, I imagine there's a newer version, but it works really good. I went through UV, small UV lights forever. I went through a bunch of them till I found that one. Using a loon, yeah, the loon will probably work. I mean, Wapsi, they do sell a loon flashlight, but the basically the Gulf UV resin is the Wapsi's brand of UV resin. But we did get a couple of tubes in. The last time we ordered, they didn't send any, so those last two that are there, I mean, there'd be no telling when I get some more in. I ordered a bunch of bulk chenille, and I only got one skein in, which is fortunate because normally I don't get any skeins in from that one company there. But we are going to start selling this chenille. We'll have that. Also the shad blue and the monkey milk. We'll start selling those chenilles. Yeah, the stuff that we have, it's I guess it's kind of pricey. It's only like $14, I think. And I think it's I don't know how many milliliters. I'd say maybe 5 milliliters. It comes with a couple of adapters on there too, in case like a needle nose point where you want to put it down in a precise spot, or you can use the brush that's in there too. We've had a couple of people ask when we're going to get it back in, so we only have 2 packs hanging on the wall. So once they're gone, hopefully, I mean, I'm going to try to order some next week too. Because I know on my other live, we had somebody ask about it too. Hey, Wayman. That's the classic. It's not the super thin, but it's not super thick either. Yep. Yeah, it's not as thin as the dry as bones, but it's not as thick as the Gulf. They have 3 different. They have classic, Fat Man. Well, no, I don't think they have a thin. I think there's only 2 different variations of the Gulf. 4 trout today, and I didn't catch it. 2 of them were around. Oh, 2. Well, that's good size there. That's really good. Okay. Well, thank you there, Mark. Yep. Sally Hansen, hard as nails. Clear. That works. Yeah. I mean, some people use that. I used to use that until it was a really hot, muggy day, and the glue started breaking down. I started using that when I first started tying jigs, and it was hot and muggy that day, and I went down to reach for the jigs, and they were kind of sticking to each other. But it's fine if it's not super humid where you live. But we do get a lot of people that use the Sally. I call it the Sally Jesse Raphael. The hard as nails. I mean, it works. If that's all you got, that's all you got, you know. But I haven't used that stuff in like 10 years, so I don't know if it got any better or not. They may have started making it a lot better. Hey, Richard. Let me get that pinned up there. There we go. West Coast, okay. I'm in the Central Coast. I'm in Oklahoma. No, I'm not. Yeah, we're in Northeast Oklahoma. We're in the Midwest. I wish we had salt water nearby. I miss salt water. I really like fishing salt water. I wasn't like, how would I say? Oh, was never really, how would I say? I just experienced, to put it that way, I guess. I've never been experienced saltwater wise, but it was fun. So right now I'm just building up inventory. I got a few more of these to make, and then we're going to switch colors over in just a bit. I'm trying to beef up the inventory. If I wanted to be serious about beefing it up like really bad, I would be tying probably like 6 dozen of these. But right now I'm pretty much tying about 2 or 3 dozen of each color. But I'm just kind of building a little bit at a time with every color. I think we probably have like 6 packs of these on the wall. I know this is going to be a popular color when we get to the show. And so I want to make sure I have, you know, probably about 20 packs of each color, each size that we have. Sell a lot of jig heads up that way. Have a friend that I sponsor up there, Claremore, Oklahoma. Oh, really? Yeah. Well, I'm in Claremore, Oklahoma. We actually used it on the head to keep the paint from chipping. Oh, yeah. I could see that happening. We use a clear coat on ours, just a powder coat, clear coat, whatever you call it. In Oklahoma, grew up California, doing a lot of cantina. Oh yeah. We make a lot of lures. We make a bunch. We had people asking me if I could sell them jig heads. We have what we have on the website, and I don't want to get too much into doing like large quantities. I do sell lures and haven't really got into selling jig heads. Not ever since our spin cast machine broke down. Once we get that back up and going, we'll be able to pour, I don't know, 5,000-10,000 heads a day. I'll probably end up hiring somebody at that point. This here is a 32nd ounce. It's called the Barbie doll. Oh, I got to call the doctor's office today. I forgot all about that. We'll probably wait for another 30, 40 minutes. I'm gonna end up going in and getting the vitamin D and the iron infusion. I've been having a hard time keeping my iron levels up. I hate that it's gotten that far, but for some reason I just can't keep my levels up. And I just feel out of gas all the time. Feel like I just don't have any energy. My wife's levels have been low for a long time. Now I kind of feel how she feels. Husband and wife selling to friends, word of mouth, trade. Yep, that's told everybody we're backing off. Just wanted to. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't really get into the selling jig heads. We started to at one point, and then our machine broke down. And then when it did, we were like, we can't. I'm not going to spend all day pouring heads. Yeah, we make our money on lures, not on heads. We had somebody get mad at me yesterday. They called me up and they're like, you'd make more money if you sold heads. And I'm like, well, really? And they're like, you want me to sell you heads? You don't care about my business. You care about your business. I'm like, well, who goes out of the way to call somebody up to complain just because we don't offer it? It's just wild. But we get some of the loony people calling us up, and I'm like, hey, we just don't do it. We don't offer it. Well, you'd make more money if you did. I'm like, well, I said, okay, why don't you just go to our website and buy 100 packs of the packs that we have, on the website. And he's like, no, he goes, I want a discount if I'm going to order 1,000 jig heads. And I'm like, well, I go, you think if somebody orders a pallet of Coca-Cola that they're going to give them a discount, wholesale? Yeah, they'll just have to get over it. But I just wouldn't imagine me calling up some company that didn't offer what I wanted and complaining to them. It's like, if they don't offer it on their website, they don't offer it, But some people don't have anything better to do with their time, I guess. Aloha, how's it going there? We had another person inquire, but they were inquiring around 9 o'clock at night, and I ended up just boiling it down to this morning, just texting them, going, hey, just go to our site. If you want something from there, go for it. They wanted jig heads too. At first, I thought they wanted jigs. They were really nice, though. They weren't all flared up like the other person was. It was lead heads for walleye, trout, crappie, some bass, underspans. Yeah. Well, yesterday I was pouring heads on my live, and I was pouring it on here on YouTube, and I ended up having to answer some text messages. So I got off my live on YouTube, and I thought, well, let me go on TikTok. I went on TikTok, and it blew up. We had like 11 or 1,200 people in the chat, and a couple of them were asking me, do I sell jig heads by the thousands or the 500s? And I'm like, no, I sure don't. And that's where all that started up. I was like, yeah, if we don't sell it, we don't sell it. That's the bottom line. It's stone cold. Ruben said so. Yeah, and that's what it boils down to with us is, this is where we make our money, and we got a pretty good name out there as far as selling these type of lures, and I imagine one day if we get our spin cast machine fixed again or a new one, that we'll start selling like large quantities of jig heads to people that do what I do. But until that time, we just can't make everybody's heads for them. And then there's people that want the wholesale cost, and they're not even like a legitimate business. And that's the thing that kind of gets me perturbed at times. But enough with me gabbing about my disgruntled times. I hope everybody's doing great today. Refer them to, yeah. Oh, I know, I know. I'd like to see the split fire being made. Well, I'm tying up inventory right now, Wayman. Maybe sometime here. Yep. Right. Yeah. Right now we don't sell the split fire, but I'd like to. We'll add it on the website sometime. We've had a few people ask about it. It's hard to do when you're trying to keep up with what you're doing. It's hard to do when you're trying to just keep up. Yeah, we were going to bring the inline spinners on the site this month. At the beginning of this month, but we had so many tackle store orders and stuff, and it's like I wonder if we'll ever get it out this year. Which it may end up just going to the back burner till we slow down. In June, July, and August. We had a customer, I don't know, probably about 4 or 5 months ago. They wanted half-ounce lures, and we don't offer half-ounce, but I would do them for a custom order. And they were like, well, our custom orders, do they cost more? I'm like, yeah, it's a custom order, And, well, I'll just wait till you put it on the website. And then they called me up a couple of days later, like, how come it's not on the website right now? I'm like, I'm not, I didn't promise we were going to put it on the website. I said, we'd like to put it on the website. And they called me up once a week for about a month. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So I don't know if I just ticked them off too much to where they don't watch or call me anymore. And I wish we could do a lot of things, but when you got one person tying, it's hard. My wife, she would love to do this full time and work with us, but she makes decent money. I mean, she's a school teacher, but we do rely on her income coming in, and it's a steady income coming in. Yeah, we get people like that. And one time somebody called and they complained about our lures, and I'm like, I couldn't find this customer in our system, but they were complaining about our product, and I couldn't even see that they put in an order. And as it turned out, they ordered that lure from somebody else after they sent me a picture, and I'm like, I didn't tie that. I haven't tied anything close like that. And it turned out that they had called me up, the wrong manufacturer, to complain about another business's product. And so And to top that off, they wanted me to make good on it on somebody else's product. I'm like, I'm sorry if that hook broke on you. But you get people like that, you know. Anyhow, enough of me complaining about complainers. I know I've said that probably once or twice already. Okay, let's go to the next color. We're going to put the purple chenille up. Oh, what did I just do? Huh. She's a teacher too? Oh my goodness. Okay, we're going to go to a blackhead now. We're going to tie up some of the midnight lures. What's your wife's name anyway? Okay, where did the thread go? I thought I just had it. No, Chris. Yeah, mine's Stephanie. I should have freaked you out, David, and said, oh, my wife's name is Chris too. Okay, this is the midnight lure. This here's a 1/32 ounce. I tied a couple of these up the other day. This is one of those lures. If I tie it up on a live, a lot of times we get orders for these. This is one of my favorite colors to fish with. Yeah, that would have been tripping there. It would have been trippy. We do have the Peak rotary vices coming back. We should get them hopefully somewhere between Friday and next Tuesday. I actually called Peak up today because I got an email message from the lady that normally takes my order, and she kind of sounded a little, I guess, confused. And so I went ahead and called, and the actual owner of the company answered. And his name is Alan, the owner of Peak. Okay, this is our midnight jig. Nice color there. And this one again is a 1/32 ounce. I'm going to be focusing on this size for the next day or two. And then we're going to start building up to the 16th and then back up to the 8th. So I kind of got a game plan of what I want to get done every day. So I don't want to be left like 3 days before the show and not have enough lures. At any moment, we can get an order from a tackle store, and I want to be ready for them too. Which last year, one of the tackle stores was at the show, the same show. They ended up buying a lot of the inventory that we had there. That helped out too. So have you lived up there all your life, David, in Hawaii? And are you a native by blood or a native by birth? Born in California, raised in Hawaii, but I've been around the world. Oh, you're in the military? Yeah. Oh, that's nice. That's pretty cool. I lived in California from 92 to, I like saying 95, because I was in later end of 1994. I was kind of in and out of California. But I went to Bible college up in Twin Peaks, California. Oh, yeah. Yeah, my pastor was Chuck Smith out of California. That was my pastor. Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, I do 1/64. I didn't see that for some reason. I wonder why. Yeah, and we do have a website. It's rubenfloresjigs.com, and it's pinned down at the bottom. Where was that in Texas? I've never heard of that. I know there's a lot of colleges in Texas, and Texas is pretty big. Longview outside Dallas, yeah. I lived a little bit in Tyler, Texas. My aunt and uncle used to have a restaurant up there in Tyler. I lived up there for a couple of months, and then something happened to where I had to go back home to Texas, or I had to go back home to Kerrville. Man, you got all these big dump truck. I say dump trucks. They're gravel trucks. They opened up the gravel pits down the road. They've been messing up all our roads because the trucks are really heavy. Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice there, Wayman. You mean you can order one now, and it won't take that long. It'll take a couple of days to make. I won't do it all in one day if you got time to wait, but anyhow, just yeah, them little 1/80ths. Sometimes they're a booger to make. They're fun to catch fish on, though. They work really good. Hey, how's it going there, Oliver? I'm trying to get the eyelets open here. Hope you're doing okay. Can't wait to have another visit up that way. Get spoonbill, my friend. Oh, really? Yeah, that's almost like a shark. Yep. Yep. Over at Oologah Dam, I catch at least 1 or 2 spoonbill every year. I say that way. I catch probably like 30 or 40 a year. So, but no, I go spoonbill fishing maybe once or twice a year. The most I've ever caught in one day was like 70 something. And it was like every single cast we were catching one. That's like one of the most fun days I've ever had paddle fishing. I don't think I'll ever be able to do that again. We're down there for a few hours, and it just seemed they were in there thick. The water was running. Your training. Yeah, we get big orders for 1/64th ball jigs for the trout and crappie guys. Yep. How do you get by pouring lead in California? I didn't think you were supposed to pour lead in California. At least that's what I've been told. Knock knock. What's that up, Oliver? I bet your back was sore. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it just my hips, everything, shoulders were hurting, everything was sore. I'll be doing that again here sometime. Probably the next month or so, we'll start paddle fishing again, and I only go out a couple times a year. Now, 2023, I went out a couple, maybe once or twice a week for a little bit. It's fun. After a while, you just get tired of catching them, and I don't bring any home to eat. Hey there, John. Yep. Flowcast Striker, 30% off. That's our 2-piece rod. It is a really good rod there, Richard. I just I almost think that we should have went with a solid neon color instead of black and neon. I never thought the neon colors would just be going like they are today. It's just crazy. People want neon rods. And some of the same people that I had heard that, oh, I'll never get a neon rod. What do? They go out and get a neon rod. Oh, I know you are, Oliver. Just hang in there. It'll be fine when. Just hang in there, Oliver. Yep, the Flowcast Ninja 4s and the Ninja 7s. Those are their crappie poles for everybody out there in the audience. I say audience. But yeah, those are our crappie poles. We are going to be working on an 8-foot crappie pole too. So we will be getting that 8-footer here in about another month or two. Yeah, it's going to be our next rod that comes out. We are also working on a 1-piece catfish pole, and we're also working on a 10, 12, and 14-foot pole too. I use voice chat, and sometimes it does not say but I'm sure. Oh yeah, I do. Mako. Oh yeah, yeah. I've had it smoked, like kind of sliced up as bacon smoked, and kind of turned into like spoonbill jerky. And then I've had it, kind of cubed up, kind of like, thinly sliced fillets, also fried up too, and that was always good. It kind of has the consistency of a pork chop. That's my easiest way to describe it. I wouldn't say it tastes like chicken. It tastes more like pork chop than anything else. Yeah, I don't think it'll transition all the way to tungsten. I mean, there's a few people using it, but here in Oklahoma, we're not anti-lead. And it's the same way in a bunch of the southern states. You take away lead, and you're going to be, hurting the fishing industry. The main thing is that tungsten, for the most part, does not come from the U.S. So if they take lead away, it's just going to hurt our fishing manufacturers, lure people. If we ever got to where we did have like a ban on lead, we would try to do our best to go switch over to tungsten, but tungsten's so expensive. I'd probably end up switching over just to making fly fishing flies. That's probably what I'd do. Northern Arizona. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of people moving from California. I don't blame them either. I mean, we lived there. I lived there in the 90s, from like 92 to 95, and it was crazy then, too. I don't know. I've only used a tungsten jig head once. And that's when I was fishing with a fella. We were pre-fishing for this crappie tournament, and he liked using plastics at times, but he liked our hand-tied jigs quite a bit. So, um, that was my very first experience with tungsten. Yeah, it is a lot of casting, especially you do have to have a pretty decent sized rod. Now the rod that we sell is the 7'8" striker rod. Excuse me. That's the rod that I use to snag paddlefish. And we've had somebody use that rod, and they ended up snagging an 82-pound paddlefish. So it can work as a snagging rod. Yep, they are on the website. Swim baits, swim jigs. Man, it's a booger trying to get this one cleaned out. Let me get my other one. See if this one works any better. So I have the eye, and black is pretty much the only color that I have issues cleaning or basically not cleaning the eyes out, but painting them. Normally when I paint them, I don't get paint in the eyelets. And black's just been a tough color for me to paint. Yeah, it's a booger there. I don't want to be defeated by this lure. I think I got it that time. Got to get the other side now. There we go. Finally got it. This one here is the 32nd ounce midnight lure. Well, I've been here almost an hour. This is going to be my last lure in this segment here. This will be the last one I do on this. You guys make sure to pick me up also on TikTok. Yeah, and bring me some Tic Tacs too while you're at it. Bring me some Tic Tacs while you're at it. Oh, you too. Thank you there, David. Every time I not even mess with it. Yeah. I just don't like it defeating me. So I had to conquer the eyelet there. Like this jig is not gonna beat me down. Wow, this has been my third live over here today. I've only been trying to limit myself. I don't want to get into these 2-3 hour lives because I know after I'm done with this, it's going to publish, and I don't want to have someone watch 2 to 3 hours of me. You know, sometimes it gets boring. So, but anyhow, you guys make sure to pick me up on some of my other platforms like Facebook and TikTok, and I moved to Oklahoma. Then oh, when was that? Yeah, we just had the big tornado this last July, and it went right over my daughter's house. She lived in an apartment, and it skipped right over. And we were in Texas when it happened, but all my family, they were all okay. Okay, we will catch you guys later. And you guys have yourself a good afternoon. I'll be back on here later on. Thank you guys again for watching. Goodbye.